What's up riders, welcome back to Gear Up Bike. Today we've got something truly iconic and electrifying for you at the 2026 Yamaha VMAX 1700, the legendary power cruiser reborn. If you're into raw muscle, brutal torque, and a presence that commands every street you roll on, then buckle up, this is going to be a deep dive you don't want to miss. Yamaha's VMAX name has been whispered with relevance ever since the first models hit the asphalt, and now for 2026 we're seeing it return with enhanced features, modern tech, and that unmistakable VA4 roar. Today we're going to break down every angle of this beast, from the design and spec sheet to real-world performance and how much it's actually going to cost you. Let's get into it. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 Yamaha VMAX 1700, the impression you get is one of dominance. From the front view you see that aggressive stance with a bold LED headlight that feels like it's staring you down before you even twist the throttle. The front air intakes aren't just for looks, they're a throwback to the classic VMAX identity while also serving functional airflow duties. The wide front tire paired with those muscular forks tells you right away this isn't some ordinary cruiser, this is a performance machine made to pull and shove hard from the get-go. Visually, this bike carries that familiar attitude we all know, but with a modern precision that elevates it above the older generations. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. YouTube +1. Moving to the side profile, the VMAX 1700 looks like it's frozen meat burnout. The long, sculpted fuel tank flows seamlessly into the rider's seat, and that muscular midsection houses Yamaha's legendary V4 engine, which we'll talk about in detail shortly. The exhaust headers curve down and back in a way that suggests speed even when the bike is parked. You see that massive rear wheel tucked under the dual exhaust pipes. That's not just for style, that 200mm rear tire is all about traction and stability when you unleash the near and uncontrollable power this bike produces. The bike's proportions make it look low, planted, and serious, and every line speaks of engineered aggression. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 YouTube from the rear view, the presence is even more intimidating. You've got twin exhaust outlets that flare out like jet engine nozzles, and the tail light design carries that modern edge with bright LED clarity. The rear stance is wide and confident, showcasing that beefy back tire and hinting at the torque waiting to explode off the line. The rear section combines functionality with street aggression, it's not subtle, and it doesn't need to be. This bike tells you exactly what it is, a serious piece of machinery built for riders who want performance first and style second, or maybe right alongside it. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. YouTube. Now let's open the hood and talk about what really makes this bike legendary, the engine. Underneath that sculpted bodywork sits a 1,679cc liquid-cooled VA4 engine, which is basically the heart and soul of the VMAX. This isn't just about displacement, it's about how Yamaha has engineered every part of this power plant for maximum acceleration and raw grunt. The V4 layout gives you that broad, flat torque curve that feels explosive at low revs and climbs with authority up through the mid-range. Reports are suggesting power figures around the 200 horsepower mark, with torque numbers that push well into the high hundreds of Newton-meters, numbers that make even seasoned riders respect how potent this bike really is. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Woodlander. The engine breathes through a sophisticated fuel injection system and is paired to a 5-speed gearbox with a slipper clutch, which helps make gear changes smoother and protects the rear tire during aggressive downshifts. That shaft final drive keeps the rear end tidy and lower maintenance compared to chain-driven cruisers, and the whole drivetrain is built to match the sort of torque this bike throws at the road. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Yamaha Previewer IDRSS. When it comes to performance, you already know this thing isn't messing around. With nearly 200 horsepower and that monstrous torque output, acceleration is instantaneous. Early reports and performance data suggest 0.100 km/h times in the low 3 range, which is incredible for a cruiser of this size and weight. Top speed figures are creeping up past 220 km/h, 137 plus miles per hour, meaning this bike is just as happy on a highway blast as it is on stoplight pulls. The V-Force character makes the throttle response feel alive. Open it up and you get thrust that pins you to the seat with a rawness that's rare on anything outside of superbikes. Diaresis inverted question mark 1/2. Woodlander. But it's not just straight-line firepower. Yamaha's engineers have worked to give this beast a Confidencia-inspiring suspension setup, with adjustable forks up front and a monoshock in the rear that balances comfort and control. Braking duty is handled by powerful dual discs up front with radial calipers and ABS as standard, giving you control when you need to scrub speed off hard. With ride-by-wire throttle and traction control systems on board, the bike is powerful but manageable, adding modern electronics to a bike that previously lived off pure mechanical grit. Diaresis inverted question mark 1/2. Hofstede Insights. Now let's talk about what it'll cost you to own this legend. Yamaha hasn't officially confirmed final pricing yet, but early indications and comparison with similar power cruisers put the 2026 VMAX 1700's price in the ballpark of around $20,999 to $22,499. That translates to competitive territory for what you're getting: a flagship muscle cruiser with elite performance, iconic heritage, and modern tech. Keep in mind prices will vary by region, local taxes, and optional accessories you choose, so shop around and talk to Yamaha dealers for the latest exact figures. Diaresis inverted question mark 1/2. YouTube. Let's wrap this up with a quick honest take. The 2026 Yamaha VMAX 1700 represents more than just a motorcycle. It's a statement for riders craving raw acceleration, a brutal torque curve, and a machine that looks as aggressive as it feels. This bike is a dream. It blends classic muscle bike heritage with modern engineering, and while it isn't going to be the lightest or most fuel-efficient bike out there, it doesn't pretend to be. What it is pure visceral fun, explosive in a straight line and confident enough to handle open roads with grace. Whether you're a long-time fan of the VMAX name or just someone looking for unrivaled cruiser performance, this bike is poised to be a standout in 2026. Diaresis inverted question mark 1/2. YouTube. That's it for today's review on this monster from Yamaha. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to see more reviews just like this, smash that like button, subscribe to Gear Up Bike, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Let us know in the comments, say would you take the 2026 VMAX 1700 for a ride over any other power cruiser on the market. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next ride.